In a run-up to the Apple Watch's release, there were a lot of worries about the battery life, but come to find out, battery life was actually one of the device's strengths, allowing us to get through a full day depending on our usage. That's about on par with other competitors on the market. We've been using the device for about a month now and have come up with some of the best practices on how to extend the Apple Watch's battery life even more. Number one is to use a darker watch face. Since the Apple Watch uses OLED as its display technology, black pixels require much less energy than any other color, and the more black you have on your screen, the more battery you can save. So instead of having a colorful watch face, customize your watch face to be as minimal and as dark as possible to preserve battery life. Number two is to adjust the screen brightness. This one goes without saying, but another way to preserve battery life is to lower the screen brightness. Even though the OLED display provides good black levels with minimal power draw, it still needs power, and the brighter your screen is, the more power it'll consume. There are 3 brightness levels on the Apple Watch: high, middle, and low. I put mine on the lowest setting and found that it helped. Number 3 is reduce haptic feedback. One of the coolest things about the Apple Watch is the new Haptic engine. Whenever you receive a notification or an alert, your wrist will buzz almost as if someone's tapping you lightly. While the function of this tech is really cool, it also contributes to lower battery life at the end of the day. You don't have to turn it off completely, but if you have the haptic feedback option to max, you have the option to turn it down a notch or completely turn it off by going to Settings, Sounds, and Haptics. Number 4 is to remove glances you don't use. Glances pull data from your iPhone every time you bring them up, which makes the Apple Watch work harder. If you have apps that support glances and you don't really use them, just delete them. Not only will you save battery life, you'll also avoid seeing stuff you don't really care much about when browsing through your glances. Number 5 is to reduce motion. In the same way that iOS 7 introduced various animations, watchOS is packed with subtle motions that aim at improving the visual experience of the software. The problem is, all these animations add up and can take a toll on the battery life in the long run. Now you can turn this off by going into Settings, General, Accessibility, and Reduce Motion. Number 6 is to reduce transparency. Just like motions were added in iOS 7, transparency is also a big part of the overall design language used in the Apple Watch. And just like motion can decrease your battery, transparency can decrease your battery life as well. Now you can turn this feature off by going into the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, go into General, Accessibility, and Reduce Transparency. Now when everything else fails and you really need your Apple Watch to last longer than a day, turn on Power Reserve mode. This will shut down every feature of your Apple Watch, but keep the time, which I guess it's basic function anyways. Now to enable Power Reserve mode, you can either hold the power button down for a few seconds and enter Power Reserve mode by swiping that option, and you can also swipe up from your watch face to reveal your glances and tap on the Power Reserve. The Apple Watch is more than capable of lasting for an entire day, maybe even a bit more with minimal use, though these tips should help extend your Apple Watch's battery that extra bit. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next one.